all right, everyone. Welcome to Paul Vato Presents. My guest today is Pamela Balzano, also known as Pammy Poker. Let me also throw my website in here. If you're here, Pamela, I'll invite you up shortly. I'm just adding the links. Website paulvato.com. So, waiting for Pamsi Balzano to enter. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Truth. Anita, welcome. Steven. I got kind of a little late start, but a little early for me. Probably just perfect for Pamela. Pamela is here. Let me invite you. Video. I'm going to turn my video.
Hello.
Hi. I'm the one that's not ready. Turn on video. There we go.
Here we are.
And we're matching. What's going on? Look at this. You got the memo. That's good. All right. Welcome to Fireside, and welcome all our guests. And I'd like to welcome our special guest today, Pamela Balzano, who is a professional poker player. Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time and doing this. So welcome to Fireside, Pamela.
I'm very happy to be here, really. And the app is amazing. It's super easy to use.
It really is. I forget that, the younger generation, it's, you pick it up like that. I've been interviewing a lot of my older friends from my Chicago days in improv, and it's like, I don't know how this works. So it's great to talk to the younger people that are just like, boop, boop, got it. Like, no, we don't need to talk.
Yeah.
It's before I know how it works instantly.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's nice to be here. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
It is my absolute pleasure. Ever since I've run into you on social media, I've been fascinated. I love the world of poker, and it's great to see not only Latinos in poker, but women in poker, females in poker. So it's wonderful what you're doing. Would you mind giving us a little bit of your background and maybe introducing yourself to our listeners, both here live and on our Twitch stream, Facebook stream, YouTube stream, but also when this goes up as a podcast, I'd love for people to get to know you and meet you. So thank you.
Yes, of course. Well, I started in the poker world when I was 18 years old, actually, because my brother, he's a professional poker player, and he's older than me, 7 years. So when I was a child, he was always speaking about poker, about hands, about strategy. He was a chess player when he was a child also, so that's why he started in the poker world. And for me, it was super interesting because it was like a different world, a cards world. So I was fascinated. And when I turned 18, I started to work as photographer in the poker world in live tournaments. So I started in the media world, in the poker media world. And then 2 years later, I started a YouTube channel. So I became like an influencer, but I didn't know that. At that time, it was like YouTubers, The term influencer was not common, but I was like an influencer. And it was amazing because I was one of the first ones in Spanish and in Latin America. There were like creators, but mostly in English. So it was amazing to be the first because that was a good way to work, to work as creator, because the sponsors were like surprised that someone in Spanish was creating content. So that's how I started. And then I started in Twitch. So I started in YouTube, and I changed my platforms, and I started to create content in different platforms. In Twitch now, I'm mostly on Instagram. So yeah, I'm trying to do creative things all the time.
Wonderful. That is amazing that you took the lead on that. How many years ago was that, or when was that you started on your journey on YouTube and then Twitch? And do you do TikTok as well?
TikTok, I'm not super fan because I'm old. I think I'm old for TikTok. Now I'm 26, so I started like 8 years ago. It was like a huge part of my life, because like 8 years doing this, not the same, but working in the poker world is a lot of time. I'm trying with TikTok, but I'm more an Instagrammer.
Not to mansplain anything, but you are not too old for TikTok, because it's not just about kids dancing. Believe it or not,
Yeah, yeah,
believe that it's become like the number one search engine, even bigger than Google, because there's so many people on it.
yeah.
That, but then again, you're going to spend more time, but you already have a lot of content that you could repurpose for
Yeah,
on TikTok. So
yeah,
you
you're
may
right.
consider it. I think you would kill it on the
Thank you.
TikTok.
I will try. Actually, you give me an idea because I uploaded a video yesterday about the rules in the posted. So I'm going to do that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Because and it's so funny that you mentioned that post on Instagram, because, and I'm sure that I could look this up and Google it and do all that, but I was curiously wondering about poker terms, because I speak Spanish, but not like you speak Spanish. My father was from Mexico, just like you, right? You're also from Mexico. You speak Spanish, so you must be from Mexico.
No, I'm from Argentina. I'm from
Argentina.
Argentina.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. So what? Where?
Yes.
Where in Mexico is Argentina?
Argentina is a country far,
Oh, it
far
is. Okay,
away from Mexico.
that's in Europe, right? Because everyone from Argentina thinks that they're European, or no?
No, we had a lot of Argentinians have grandpas from Italy and also from Spain because of the immigration, like me. But no, Argentina is in South America, and it's a beautiful country. It's a huge country, actually. It's the last one, It's the end of the world.
It is. What is it, like Tierra del Fuego or Patagonia or all that is
Yeah,
down?
yeah, that's the south, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And Tierra del Fuego is the province, the city called Ushuaia. It's called like the city, the most southern city in the world.
Amazing, amazing. Have you traveled there, or what part of
Yeah.
Argentina are you from?
I'm from Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is the big city, and it's in the middle of the country. And then we have a lot of beautiful landscapes because we have different like weathers. And in the north is super super warm, and we have deserts like Vegas, for example, is like similar. And then in the middle we have a lot of mountains. Next to Argentina is Chile with the Andes, with the mountains everywhere and a lot of snow. And in the south we have also a lot of mountains, lakes, and it's like Canada, something like that. So I have been in the south, and it's amazing. I really like that place.
Wonderful. That's amazing. Is Argentina? I mean, and I do know that it's in South America. Is it as long as Chile or longer? Because I know like Brazil is huge, and then Argentina also
Now
is
I'm in
there.
Chile actually because my boyfriend is from Chile, so I'm always traveling between Chile and Argentina. And Chile is beautiful. Also, they have super similar landscapes than Argentina, and it's a little bit longer, but it's a little bit. It's
But narrower, very
near,
narrow.
yeah, yes, next to, yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say you have a boyfriend?
yeah, from Chile.
You know what? We're gonna have to wrap this up pretty soon because I forgot I have another interview. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. If he's there, tell him I said hola or
No.
hola, Che. I know that that's from Argentina,
we
not
say
Chile, but
we are always saying che all the time. Yes,
Che, Che. Yeah,
but not
yeah.
in Chile, just in
Wonderful.
Argentina. It's an Argentinian thing.
What's a Chilean thing? What do Chileans call each other? Like Mexicans say "orale way" or "no mames way" or
Yes.
horrible things like that.
Oh,
You
I
say
don't
"che."
like. They have an accent like not very nice. No one likes their accent. Also, they are always saying like our accent is not very good, and they have some words super like weird. They're always saying that's I think they have an influence from Spain more than Argentina have more influence from Italy. So that's the difference between our accents. For example, we say we are always doing that this thing, and yeah, and in Chile it's not common, and they are always saying, for example, "sha" is like "yeah," like "okay," "yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah," all the time. And for example, in Uruguay, they say "ta." It's the difference between all the countries. They say "ta," like "okay," and we don't say anything. We don't say "ya" or "ta." We say "okay" or
See,
"bueno,"
bueno.
"sí," yeah, "sí," but not "yeah" or something like that.
Well, there's also the L's, and we mentioned this. You mentioned this
Yeah.
earlier. Lluvia. We say lluvia, at least Mexicanos or Mexicans in the U.S. But then you say lluvia or
Lluvias, yes,
lluvia.
it's like yeah, yeah. It's I think it's just in Argentina. We say lluvia, and it's like in our country, and it's not common anywhere in South America.
It's there's such a rich history there. When I went to Spain, it really brought everything kind of together for me. Thinking about how 500 years ago or whenever my ancestors came there. I'm like 30%
Yeah,
Spanish.
yeah.
Walking these cobblestone streets in Spain and thinking like, I wonder if my ancestors were here walking, going like, I'm going to go someplace new, and then they wind up in America doing what they did, and then created Mexicans. So
Yeah.
there's just such a rich history, and I'd love to travel to Central America, to South America, and to know all of this. And I love the fact that poker does that for people, and that it's expanding into all these other countries. Um, and is it getting more and more popular in Latin America, not just amongst males, but also females?
Well, in South America, the main place of poker, is Brazil. They are different. They have a huge market with a lot of players. They have a very good players also, and it's amazing because the point is because they don't have casinos because of the laws over there. So they have a lot of poker clubs. So that's why the poker is super common to play, and it's fine. It's not an illegal thing or something. And for example, one Brazilian guy, one Brazilian player, this is in English impossible for me, had the antorcha in the Olympic Games. I don't know the name of the flame. in the Olympic Games, you know.
The torch, a torch,
The
Olympic torch.
antorch, okay, antorcha in Spanish. The antorch in the Olympic Games as a poker player. So that's super weird, you know, because it's impossible in another place. I think. Well, maybe nowadays it's more common to understand what is poker, but it was like 4 years ago, and it was amazing, and that's why. And the reason of that is because in Brazil, poker is like a mental game. They assume the poker as a mental game, as a sport game, as a sport mind game. So that's why. And Brazil is amazing because they have a lot of options to play. And besides Brazil, I think the market is growing, but it's like in a slow mode. I think Brazil is like the main place.
Amazing. So this kind of leads me to this question. And if people haven't been to your Instagram, they should definitely follow you there. And I put the link in the fortune cookie right below us so they can just click and go right there. Um, and it was great. And I kind of was bringing this up that it's been on my mind. If I were to go play in Mexico, because I'm playing on Club GG and they now have tournaments, I think, all over the world and to Europe. And I'm like, well, will I be able to play? Because I know All In, I know Call, I know. And then I was like, but do you say that? And is it like airline travel where the pilots must speak English? But it seems like every country would have their own lingo. So I should probably learn that. So now the difference between Portuguese, Spanish, and English. So when you're in Argentina, how do you say all in? And I know that you kind of explained it in that video, which was the timing was perfect because I was like, I really want to learn about these things.
Yeah, but you mean how we speak the words in English, the poker terms in English and Spanish?
Yes, yeah, and maybe also, do you play in Brazil also? So Portuguese
Yes,
or
yes. Well, all in is like a world term, I think, because everywhere we are going to say all in, and we don't have
okay,
any other word. But for example, when we say pago we don't say call. Maybe you can say it in English also at the tables. They are going to understand you. But of course,
okay,
it's common to hear like pago in, or maybe no, but fold is fold. We don't say, for example, retirarse, me retiro. It's just a translation in the poker sites, but we don't say that. We say fold. And that,
okay,
I think a fun thing about Brazil is that they're always using an 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 e. The e is an I. You say I like
okay,
the word. Uh, when they, well, for example, if they want to say trivet, they say triveci. I don't know why. Like with the different word at the end. Or for example, let me see. In Twitch, they say Twitchy. So that's the difference between the words in English, in Brazil, in Portuguese. Brazil in Portuguese, but in Brazil exactly, because Portuguese is in Brazil is very different than Portuguese, like normal Portuguese.
normal Portuguese and from Portugal, right? They probably might not like you saying that theirs isn't normal, but I understand. Uh, I
Yeah,
understand what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
That
I don't know
and
why.
you've played in Brazil.
I play. Let me think. Yes, I play once or two times, but I think because of my main job, is to promote and to create content about poker. I'm also playing like nowadays, but I started to play like 2 3 years ago, something like that. So I'm mostly a content creator. That's why I'm not like traveling a lot to tournaments to play. That's why I played like two times in Brazil, but I should go again because, as I said, they have a lot of options over there.
Wonderful. Now you recently won like back to back. tournaments. Is that right? Is that what I saw on social media?
Yeah, that's right. I won the ladies event in. It was a small tournament anyway because we are like a small community, the females in the poker world. But it was amazing because it was a back to back. I won that one on April, and now in July.
Amazing. Congratulations. It's not easy, and then to go back to back, that's also
Yes, thank
a
you.
great feat. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that. Did you play in the World Series of Poker? Because I know that you were in Vegas. We didn't get to hang out, but I saw you with
Yeah.
Daniel Montiano, and I saw that. So, did you get a chance to play in the World Series of Poker?
Yes, yes, and it was nice. It was a good run because I ended like the best Latin girl in the ladies tournament. I made day three, and my position was 36. Yeah, exactly. It was a huge tournament for the ladies tournament. Like more than 1,000 entries. So it was nice. It was super nice.
That's wonderful. Now, maybe this is a good time to talk about Club GG. And I know that GG Poker is a phenomenal site, but unfortunately, it's not legal for people in the US to play on GG Poker. But they have something called
Yeah,
Club GG, which is
yeah.
a fantastic way to get bought into tournaments. I have like couple $1,000s in buy-ins to tournaments throughout the U.S. And I won the Crazy Eight seat last year. Well, you know, yeah, last year I guess. Not this. The World Series of Poker just happened, but the year before I won the Crazy Eight. So I won a
Oh,
seat into the
great.
Crazy Eights.
Yeah.
Which would have cost me $888, but because I was a member of Club GG, $50 a month, I was able to play, and I still have like another 2,000 or $2,200 in seats that I can use in tournaments throughout the U.S. So if you want to tell
That's
people a little
wonderful.
bit about Club GG, and your link
Yeah.
is right below if people want to sign up.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's a place where it's a site. Actually it's an app. You can play it on desktop, like in a PC, but it's mostly an app where you can you. The thing is that it's super super cheap, and you can have a lot of opportunities to qualify for a lot of live tournaments, and like super well known live tournaments, like for example WSOP main event, like the best tournament in the world. So it's just $50 monthly, and you are able to play any tournament. Like the idea is you have to qualify in 3 steps. So it's step one, step two, and final stage. So it's super super easy. You have to play, of course, because another way will be like free money, totally free money. But you have to play this stage, and it's super super easy to qualify to the final stage. And then you can have the opportunity to I don't know, to play the main event, to play huge tournaments. And for example, now I was in the lobby yesterday, and I saw like the Hilton Aruba, when they are going to have a tournament in Aruba, and a WSOP circuit, so over there, and they are like growing their opportunity, like their options, their opportunities to qualify. So it's great. It's great.
It really is. Yeah, it's like a three-step process. If you pay $50 a month, you can enter any of the level one, if you
Yeah.
will. You win level one, then you have to win that second level, which is 10%. The first step I think is like 30 or 33%. So if there's 100 players, the top 30
Yes.
players get the seat two. If you and then for seat two, you need a final table ticket. So seat two is 10%. So if it's a nine player table, one wins. If there's 18, two win. And then once you have that final seat, then these tournaments are huge. I mean, I think last year they gave out, this year and last year, probably 80 or $100,000 in main entry. These seats are $10,000 a piece to the World Series of Poker, and maybe even
Yes.
more. Maybe 20
Yeah.
people want seats into it. And then there's all these other smaller tournaments throughout the world. They've just added the Asian Poker Tour. They've
Yeah.
added the World Series of Poker circuit, so you can win seats that are 600, 1,000. So I look forward to seeing you in one of these tournaments.
Yes, yes. I'm going to play actually like this week. I'm going to start to play again because I was in Vegas, so I was super busy. But I really want to qualify to the next ones for sure.
That's wonderful. So, folks, there is a link right below us if you want to join. And if not, then you can always go. If somebody's listening to this at a later date, you can go to paulvato.com for my link, or you can go to Pamsi's Instagram, and I'm sure all the information is there as well, which is Pamsi Poker, you know?
My Instagram is Pamela Balzano, is my name, like my full name.
Pamela Balzano. That's right. Yeah, Pamela Balzano. And it's also here. If you're here live on Fireside, you can just click on that link and go give Pamela a follow. Pamela. I'm sorry. I pronounced it Pamela. Hey, Pamela. How
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. It's the same, you know.
Disculpame.
No problem.
Molto bene. Benvenuta a Paul Vato Presents. Io sono Paolo. Mio ospite sono Pamela Balzano. How's that?
Very, very good. Better than me. I don't know a word in Italian.
You would learn Italian so fast because you're a Spanish native speaker, and I think, and it's it's your heritage, so I think you would learn it so fast.
Yes, I would like to. I would like to.
Have you traveled to Europe? Have you played poker in Europe or done poker events in Europe as well?
I travel like let me see, like 4 years ago, something like that, and I was in a. I have been in a tournament, in an 888 poker tournament, because I work with them, with that sponsor. So it was like 888 live in Barcelona. And yeah, but I didn't play because I was like creating content and recording videos. So, but it was amazing. It was my first time in Casino Barcelona, and it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful city. So I really want to go back, actually. But yeah, the last years I was mostly online, like playing online and doing streaming on Twitch, and luckily traveling to the US, to Las Vegas, to the World Series.
Were you here for the whole World Series of Poker, which is 2 or almost 3 months?
No, I think it's a lot. I don't like that idea. I really like poker, but it's super like it's like training, for the mind, because it's like a huge series, and you have to be super focused for a lot of days. So for me, that I'm a professional poker player, but I'm not like just a poker player. So I prefer to go for the main event, like to. Well, I never play the main event. I think I'm going to play next year, but I like to be like 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and that's okay. Yeah.
I want to play in the main event as well. I don't want to spend $10,000, so that's why I love Club GG. I'm trying to win a seat. I think it's right there.
Exactly.
I've come close. I've come so close. And for $50 a month, you can't beat that. So, I mean, that's amazing.
Yes,
I love
it's
it. I
amazing.
love it. We might have to take a quick break, which then I'll insert like a little commercial for Vato, but I'll just kind of speak it right now, which is, folks, if you're here, thank you guys so much for joining us. And if any of you that's listening to the podcast at a later date, thank you. Please give us a follow. Go to paulvato.com. All of our social media is there. But if you could do us a huge favor and head on over to Apple Podcast or Spotify and give us a follow, give us a like, give us a review if you're so inclined. And I've been using a great app called Good Pods. It's a great podcasting community where we're actually, believe it or not, Pamsi, we are in the top 10 of all the podcasts that are there. And there's hundreds or thousands or of podcasts. So not hundreds, there's like hundreds of thousands. All the podcasts, we're in the top 10. So in the comedy, interview. So we're gonna have to do some more comedy. Okay, so I'm gonna just take a quick break, like 30 seconds, because I think my food's here. So 1 second, and then
Of
I'll be
course.
right I'll be right back. Well, you guys hang
Okay.
on. Let me just do this so that no one steals my food. Not that they will. I'll be right back. Thank you. Yes. I'm coming. All right, and we're back from with our show. Paul Vato presents. Uh, Pamsi, what else? What else should we talk
I'm
about?
here.
You're here. Let me turn on my camera, folks. Thank you guys for that quick break. I might be interrupted again. I don't know why I'm always worried. I'm like somebody's gonna steal it. No one ever does. It's a gated community. Okay, so and we are back with Paul Vato presents, where my guest today is Pamsi Balzano, who is a professional poker player, content creator, Twitch streamer, and just doing amazing work in the world of poker, professional poker players. So get on over to all of her channels, give her a follow, and make sure that you give her all her videos a like and things like that. What else do you want people to know about you, Pamsi?
It's a good question. I don't know. Well, maybe talk about poker, like content around poker. And now I'm creating reels because well I'm going to be in TikTok. I have a profile in TikTok, but I have to like content there because it's like 3 or 4 videos also, just for the videos. But I'm creating reels in Instagram because I think it's a good way. Well, it's the same, like it's the same as TikTok, but in Instagram. It's a good way to explain people what is poker about. For example, yesterday I uploaded a video about rules in the live tournaments. Super useful, I think, for the beginners. For me also, it was. I talked with the manager, with the floor over there, in a casino in Uruguay. I have been there where I won the trophy, and it was amazing because I learned a lot of things to create the video also. So I think it's good to see those reels if you are like a beginner, if you are starting in the poker world, because nowadays it's common to find a lot of content, a lot of poker content, and like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that was impossible. People should like learn poker, like in I don't know, trying to find something on Google terms or Google like strategy. And nowadays, a lot of people is creating content about poker. So also in Twitch, if you are starting like if you are a beginner. And you want to learn how to play a lot of hands and to learn strategy, you will find a lot of poker players creating content over there. So yeah, I'm very happy because of that. I think we are growing, and it's a good way to also grow our world, our poker world.
It's amazing. It's wonderful work that you're doing, and it's great that you're introducing a lot of people, but also in Spanish. So it's not just Latin America and Central America and the Americas. It's also Europe, because I'm sure people from Spain
Yeah,
want to learn, and
yeah.
any other countries that are Spanish speaking countries. So that's wonderful that you are doing all that. Amazing, amazing work.
And thank you so much because of this podcast. Because, for example, it's super important to have a different place to speak, to talk about poker, and I'm very grateful because of that. So thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. What's next for Pamsi? What else are you going to be doing, or things that we should know about?
um, I don't know. I never know about like my future because I'm super spontaneous. But for now, for example, this month, I'm in August. I'm going to be on Twitch again because I have the full month for Green Online. I'm going to be playing in Club DG a lot, really, and I'm going to be playing a lot of MTTs in GT Poker in so far.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sorry, I've got somebody at the door. 1 second. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
of course, no problem.
Hello. We're at two different places? Yes. Okay, that's why I got confused. Okay. You went around a complete circle. Thanks, man. Okay, sorry about that.
No, no problem.
Okay, there. No more interruptions. It was the same guy.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
And folks, we're back. That was another commercial break. You're like, how unprofessional, Paul Vato. Have
No, it's
you
fine. It's fine.
heard the word? Have you heard the term Vato before? Are you familiar with the term Vato or what it means or anything like that?
No, I don't know.
So for you and for those that don't know, Vato is Mexican slang, which means dude. So it's kind of like Che. You'll hear people say,
Oh,
"Órale,
really?
Vato, ¿qué pasa, Vato?" But the reason I took it was because my I'm an actor, comedian actor, and there's already a very famous comedian named Paul Rodriguez, that's my real last name. There's also a his son, Paul Rodriguez Jr., is a very famous skateboarder. So I've always just gone by Paul Vato. So that's the explanation. But Vato just means dude in
Okay.
slang.
It's like che or like boludo. We say a lot of boludo.
I think Vato sounds better than Paul Boludo. So yes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Do you know? I saw that you had a photo with Daniel Negreanu. For those of you that follow poker, he's probably one of the world's most famous. He is probably the world's most famous poker player, and has done
Yeah.
tremendous things in the game. Are you friends or friendly with Mr. Negreanu? And
We are always creating like content or maybe taking pictures at the World Series, just at the World Series because he's from Canada, but he lives in the US. So yeah, I don't know if we are like friends, but we are always like doing things together. And he's super nice. I really like his like personality because he's always he really wants to collaborate with everyone, so that's a very good thing about him.
wonderful, wonderful. Do you also know Joe Stapleton, he does commentary for?
Yes,
So I'm friends with Joe. I've met him. He was
he's
one of my
very
first
good.
people. He is an amazing guy. He's in Edinburgh right now, I think, for the Fringe Festival doing comedy. But he is so funny and so talented. He was one of the first people that I interviewed here on Paul Vato Presents because I'd met him many years ago on a TV show that I used to do back, 15 years ago. And he was like an intern, and then he
Wow.
blew up. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, he's super fun. He's very good. Well, he's a commentator, you know that, a poker commentator. And yeah, I saw him in some tournaments also, and yeah, I really admire him.
Wonderful. I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's one of your favorite poker players, or who do you like, or who do you like to hate? Is there anyone out there that really, besides your boyfriend? I would imagine he's a
No,
poker player.
my boyfriend don't know the rules, you know. He's super weird, but yeah.
You should play him for money then. That's great.
Yeah. And let me think. Maybe. Well, Fedor, I think Fedor Holz, the German poker player, he's super good. I admire him because he made a lot of money, super young, like 21 years old. He was one of the best, and he ran his own like school of poker, like his own team, his own place to grow the game. And yeah, I'm going to say Daniel, sorry, but Daniel is amazing because I think he's like an actor at the table. He's always making you laugh, or making you hate him, because he's always like laughing all the time and speaking, and yeah, he's super fun. I think he's one of the best because I don't know, because he's different, He's not the common poker player like with the poker face, and he's a super winner player. Because I don't know. I think because he do things differently.
Wonderful. That's such a great answer.
Yeah.
And do you hope then to play in more upcoming tournaments?
Yes. Yes. For sure.
And you play in both the women's division, but also you mix it up with the guys too as well.
Yeah, because that's the amazing of poker. You can play. If you are a grandpa, if you are a young boy, whatever, no problem with that. You can sit at the table if you have money, of course, or maybe if you qualify through Club TD, you can sit, you can have a seat at the table and you can play anywhere. So that's amazing about poker. You don't have to like qualify, but in a different way, like at another sports where you have to qualify from, I don't know, a small tournament, and you have to, I don't know, to have some good positions to be at a competition. Here is different. You can play whatever you want. So that's why I really like poker. So yeah, the ladies event, the idea of the ladies event is to have a tournament of ladies just to promote the game between ladies, But you can play in any tournament you want. So I'm going
I
to play.
like what they do though, which is it's $1,000. Say it's $1,000 buy-in for ladies, and if you're one of these guys that's like, oh, I want to play because they shouldn't discriminate or whatever it is that they're thinking, you can play, but it's going to cost you $10,000.
Yeah,
I
it's a good
like.
idea.
I think that's a great idea because you're right. It's about promoting the sport, the game. And speaking of
Exactly.
sport, the great thing, and you kind of touched on this, is anyone can play. Now, I get it. I think physically you probably do need a little bit of physical endurance because these are some long days and long weeks. Uh, and I know that poker players have like a physical health regimen where they
Yeah,
do
yeah,
yoga or they exercise. So I get that. But the beautiful thing about it is, and you mentioned this earlier, that it's a brain game. It's a game of the mind. So anyone
exactly.
can play.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that about poker. I think it's amazing, and it's difficult sometimes to find a game or a sport where you can play like with no conditions. Because if you want to play soccer, it's impossible if you have, I don't know, if you are 80 years old. It's not impossible, but it's not easy, for poker, it's different.
I like that. It sounds like I don't know if this is all Latin America, Argentina, but that you can play when you're 18, where in the US, you have to be over 21, I think, in all the
Yeah,
states.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
that's
true.
great that in Latin America that they're getting maybe a little bit of a head start in playing legally.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Actually, it was nice for me because I'm 26, so I started like 3 years um,
Ago?
ago. No, 3 years difference between the U.S. and Argentina.
Yes, you got a head start. You got a 3-year head
Yeah,
start by being from Latin America. Let me
yeah.
ask you this: do you think, or maybe and maybe I've missed it? Do you think that poker could be or will be an Olympic sport?
Um, maybe I don't know. I really hope that it's going to happen, but it's hard because when you play poker, you have to use chips, and people sometimes get confused with the thing that chips are like a bet like a money bet, you know. So I think that's why sometimes it's hard, because when you say poker, a lot of people say like, "Oh, I don't like to bet," but they don't understand that it's not like a bet, like betting on sports. It's a different thing.
Well, it's hard to. blame them because it does have kind of a seedy origin. Not anymore.
Yeah,
It's legit. It's skill. It's a skill based game. It's not just
exactly.
gambling. You're not just gambling. Luck does play. We all know that there is a modicum of luck. Not no, there's a lot of luck involved, but there's also skill, a lot of skill with the bluffing and just the knowledge of numbers and things like that. But you have to look at the origin of poker, where when Texas Dolly, when he was playing, and with all
Yeah,
these guys, Amarillo Slim, and all these people that started the World Series of Poker at Binion's, 53 years ago, that there was this seediness to it. If you were a gambler, so I understand where people think like, oh no, I don't like to bet, but I think if you look at the chips like tools, like a tool, I'm using these chips to
exactly.
get more chips. Then maybe they'll start thinking that it's not just a degenerate gambler's game, although it is for some.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's why I think we are creating content like to explain to people that it's different. But yeah, I think the poker is growing because they are like a lot of people is now understands more about the game. So that's why it's growing like fast.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Pamsi, thank you so much for taking time to be here. I know that I don't know if you're on vacation or you're traveling. So I really
Totally.
appreciate you taking your time and being
Of
here.
course.
And do you have any final thoughts or anything that you'd like to leave people with? And then where they can find you, where you'd like for them to follow you, and things like that?
Yeah, you can follow me anywhere like with my full name Pamela Balzano in Twitch. You can find me on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok now, and and final thoughts. I don't know. Maybe that it's I said that this before. I really like the this opportunity to talk about poker in a different place. So thank you so much. And it's fine. It's fine. It's great to do it in English. Sometimes it's hard because of the language, but it's nice because I have the opportunity to, I don't know, to explain to more people about Argentina, about Latin America, about our culture, about how is poker is over there. So I'm very happy about this chat. So thank you so much, and my pleasure.
You are so welcome. And I feel like maybe I cheated a little bit because I felt like I wanted to talk to you in Spanish and have you speak Spanish. And then it's so much more difficult for me to speak Spanish. Your English is wonderful. It's brilliant. Everyone understands. And I think if we did it, it would take twice as long. You'd be here for another hour as I'm estoy tratando de explicar lo que te quiero preguntar. And they're like, what's wrong with that
Perfect.
guy?
No, yeah, your Spanish is great also.
Oh, wonderful. Well, gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Grazie. Horoshoa, what do you say? Spasiba in Russian? Da. Maybe that's why they say da. I don't know. Is there Russian influence in Uruguay, or where do they say da?
They say that, but
Ah,
maybe
oh,
yeah. Well, actually, they have like some Russians over there, so maybe because of that, we don't
maybe.
know.
Well, I would love to have you back whenever you have time again, or if you want to do a show here on Fireside, poker
Yeah,
related, I'd love to help you set that up because I think what you're
great.
doing is wonderful, expanding the world of poker to amateurs, people that don't play, especially to Latinos and especially to women. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
game for everybody. It's a competitive game. Thank you. Yeah, applause, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And again, please follow me at paulvato.com. Go there and then follow all of our social media. And more importantly, if you have a few minutes, just head on over to Apple Podcast and Spotify and give us a like, give us a follow, or find us on
yeah.
Good Pods and do the same thing. Yeah, Pamsi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul. Amazing, amazing talk.
Well, continued success, and I'll see you on the felt.